What are the 3 trademarks that every Guy Ritchie project needs to have? Stylish violence, a non-linear story, and characters talking so fast even subtitles won't help you out.
So what's a heck of 2 roof lights? The stylish house frame furniture, and the Scar cushions with mats and shack by cover.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that. So does his Netflix spin-off show of The Gentleman have the perfect combination? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? I'm Sully, and today we're talking about the brand new Guy Ritchie Netflix series that actually is a spin-off of his film that shares the same name, The Gentleman. All you need to know about this one is that the story goes like this. Eddie Halstead inherits his family estate, initially unaware it's home to a drug empire run by a syndicate that has no plans to vacate. So I'll start this one off by saying that I am definitely a fan of Guy Ritchie's work. I haven't seen absolutely everything that he's done, but the big landmark titles in his catalog, like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch, are both films that I watched back in the day when I was really trying to get into the world of movies, and look back on them very fondly. And I'm also into some of his newer projects as well, like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Wrath of Man. Now, this show is obviously called The Gentleman, sharing the same name of one of Guy Ritchie's previous films from a couple of years ago, and actually lives in that same universe too. And I think that's one of the best movies we've gotten out of him in a while, just because all of those trademarks he had become known for are in full effect, and he was just really firing on all cylinders. If you've seen any of Guy Ritchie's films in the past, you know that they're usually centered around some criminal underworld that's filled to the brim with quirky characters, unusual heists, memorable combat, and are very British. And that film had all of those in spades from where I'm sitting. Now, was I kind of confused after hearing the film was spawning a spin-off show? Definitely. And do I think it was really unique enough to deserve one? No. But even with all that being said, I believe The Gentleman is a crime caper worth investing your time into. Now, I will say, when it comes to stories about underground crime families, I don't think this series does anything to bring something all that fresh to the table, and it kind of just plays within the parameters we know narratives like this should. But that doesn't mean that this show doesn't hit all of those beats really well. The way the story is actually structured is kind of like a crime of the week type of way. There's definitely still an overarching story and goal that our main character is working toward, but the vast majority of the episodes show a self-contained, high-stakes criminal act that our protagonist needs to complete in order to get rid of this drug syndicate that's been operating right under his nose. And I think that's a great idea from an entertainment standpoint. Like, I was never bored while watching the show, and the tension kept me guessing about how everything would turn out in the end, but maybe a little bit gets lost in the shuffle when it comes to substance and character development because of that. Like, it should come as no surprise that the emotional beats in here are a little sparse when all of our characters' time is spent stealing cars, selling drugs, and collecting debts. Not a lot of opportunities for long walks on the beach with all of that happening in the background. But what it lacks in terms of emotion, you get back in action, comedy, and style. All of the performances in this show are pretty solid, which is to be expected because there's a decently seasoned cast here. Theo James takes on the lead role of the newly titled Duke that gets thrown into these criminal endeavors, and he always comes off as very capable and is pretty easy to root for through all of this while he tries to keep things under control. Scodelario basically plays his handler through the events of this season, and she does a good job playing hardball like you'd expect someone that's managing the day-to-day operations of a giant drug empire would have to do. The two of them have pretty effortless chemistry together, and there is a lot of their two characters in the show, so I needed that to keep me invested, and luckily their relationship gave me what I required to buy in. Giancarlo Esposito, Ray Winstone, Vinnie Jones, and others are running around here too, really helping to spice up this world and make the players involved more memorable, which is something that's definitely important when you have a twisting and turning crime plot to navigate through. I wish we were able to get more of them than we did, but they serve their purpose in pushing this story forward. At the end of the day, this show gave me pretty much everything I was expecting out of it. Nothing too deep, some good laughs, memorable characters, and a lot of high-intensity heist action. That signature Guy Ritchie style is definitely there when it comes to the writing and the cinematography towards the beginning of the series, but since he only directed the first couple of episodes, it starts to become a bit of an imitation game after that. That doesn't mean I didn't thoroughly thoroughly enjoy my time with the rest of these episodes, but you can tell that his seasoned eye isn't behind the camera anymore. That being said, the show still has a very cinematic feel to it, which really helps to elevate it past the level of your usual Netflix show. So overall, guys, The Gentleman is a solid solution if you're looking to scratch that crime caper itch. Definitely more of a surface level experience, but I was pretty entertained the entire way through and would happily welcome seeing more in the future. This is chock full of Guy Ritchie's trademarks, so if you're already a big fan of his work, there's probably a good chance that you'll like this. But I don't know if it's enough to win you over if you have more of a take it or leave it attitude regarding his filmography. Grab a cup of tea and give it a go. The Gentleman gets a Sully score of 3.5 stars. So that's my review of the Guy Ritchie Netflix series. What do you think is the best movie that he's ever directed? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always interested to see what people pick as their favorites from famous directors. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.